Okay, so on my previous video, I spoke about the cyclicity of number. So a quick recap. We went through the cyclicity of numbers, and I made mention that the cyclicity of a number is when you multiply a number by itself for a number of times, the last digit of the number begins to create a pattern. It begins to create a pattern by repeating itself in a cyclical manner. So we looked at the cyclicity of 2 and the cyclicity of 3, for example, and you can actually find the cyclicity of the numbers from 1 to 9 or from 1 to 10 as well. So I made mention that we'll be using this concept to find the last digit of numbers with greater exponents or with larger exponentiation. So today we are going to talk about how to find the last digit of numbers with larger exponents. So example, we have find the last digit of the following. So we have 2 exponent 50. We are going to look at the last digit of 2 exponent 50. So in my previous video, we've looked at how to find the cyclicity of what a number. 2 is from 2 to 4 to 8 to 6 and back to 2. So if you are given a number or a number in the index form and you're asked to find the last digit of that number, try and find the cyclicity of that number. How is the number repeating, or at what point does the last digit begins to repeat? So we learned that for 2, for instance, the last digit repeats from 2 to 4 to 8 to 6 and back to 2. So if you form the cyclicity of that number, then we divide the exponent. So looking at this, we have 2 exponent 50. So we use the exponent 50 divided by the number of patterns we have here, the number of cycles we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 digits forming the cycle. 4 digits, 1, 2, 3, 4. Divide by 4. Now, in problems like this, we are interested in the remainder. Note that we are interested in the remainder, not the quotient. The remainder, not the quotient. So 50 divided by 4 will give us 12 remainder 2. 12 remainder 2. So realize that 4 will go into 50 4 times. That is 4 times 12. We have 48. The remainder is 2. So since the remainder here is 2, that means the last digit of this exponent will fall on the second digit on the pattern. The second digit on the pattern. So the last digit here, the last digit is 4, because the remainder is 2 and 4 falls on the second place of the numbers. So the last digit of 2 exponent 50 is 4. Now looking at B, 17 raised to the power 17. How do we find the cycle of this? Since the number here is big, you see, don't try finding, okay, 17 exponent 1, 17 exponent 2, 7, no, that would be tedious. You must also know that the last digit of product of numbers actually depends on the last digit of the two numbers. So if you have 17 exponent 17, actually the last digit depends on the last digit on this number. So don't be doing 17 exponent 2, 17, no, that'll be tedious. Use 17 exponent, use the last digit. So 7 exponent 1, 7 exponent 2, 7 exponent 3, then you have the pattern. You have the pattern because the last digit of products of numbers actually depend on the last digit of that number. So don't waste your time using 17 exponent 2, 17, no. Focus on the last digit. So 7, use 7, then you have your pattern. It's the same thing you get if you're using the 17, just that the shortcut just use the 7. So our digits, we have 7, 9, 3, 1. Okay, so we use our 17 divided by the number of numbers that form the cycle. We have 4. So 4 going to 17, 4 times 16, remainder 1. So since our remainder here is 1, then we know that our last digit is the first place. So our last digit is 7. Now, we have the last one. 2014 raised to the power 2014. Good. How do we do this? Take note. The last digit of the numbers of a product of a number depends on the last digit of the numbers that you are multiplying. So we are multiplying 2014 by some number of times, multiplying itself by a number of times. Its last digit will depend on the last digit of its number. So I don't expect you to use 2014 exponent 1, 2014 exponent 2. No, don't do that. Just use the 4 to get a cyclicity. So 4 exponent 1 gives 4. 4 exponent 2 gives 16. 4 exponent 3 gives 64. So you see the last digit 4, 6, 4 repeating. So it repeats on just 4 numbers. So 4 to 6 and back. 4 to 6 and back. So we have 2 numbers forming it, right? So we have 2014 divided by 2. Remember, we are interested in the remainder. So to go into it, you have 1007, remainder 0. Now, if you have the remainder to be 0, then your last digit is actually the fourth digit or the last number. Since we only have 2 cycles forming this, since it's 0, then the last digit will fall on since remainder is 0, our last digit will fall on the last number within the cycle. So our last digit will be 6.